And guys, we gotta get right to this as far as I'm concerned off the top. This Representative Tlaib stuff that she's tongue-in-cheek in it a little bit too much for me. She knows exactly what she's doing. We have that clip, right? Let's take a look at that. Rep Tlaib talking about the Holocaust.
It's a kind of a calming feeling, I always tell folks, when I think of the Holocaust and the tragedy of the Holocaust and the fact that it was my ancestors, Palestinians, who lost their land and some lost their lives, their livelihood, the human dignity, their existence in many ways have been wiped out.
So, we all heard it by now. It's noon in New York here on Wall Street, but Richard, what say you on this?
Well, I would say that sitting between a McCullough and a Tabacco, I'm probably the only Jew, on this panel.
Right.
And I would say that the statement that she made is reminiscent of the one I.F. Stone made, the famed and late journalist, that the creation of Israel is akin to someone jumping out of a burning building and then landing on somebody's head. Who's to blame? I think what she said, at least as far as I hear the words, and many other people hear the words, is that she's saying that she understands, and she says in there that it was
My ancestors gave her the land. She's proud of her ancestors for giving them the land.
She understands that these people were fleeing tragic and terrible, exterminating circumstances. And
so you think that she was meaningfully expressing sorrow for the Jewish people?
I think she was talking about the mutual sorrows of both Palestinians and Jews.
Kev, what's it?
I as strong an Israel supporter, I don't buy the equivocation, and I don't. I think that she and Omar and Cortez and their buddy Sarsour, they like to invoke and they like to push and they like to take things right up to the line,
right?
So that then they're not actually. They can't actually say, well, we're overtly anti-Semitic, but she knows the dog whistles that were contained in that.
So you say
I say
tomato,
everything
you
he
say
just
tomato.
said. Everything he just said applies to Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
He
Let's go there now.
He
Let's
takes
go right
it up to the
Trump.
line, and then he says, "Oh, I said there were nice people on both sides, but I also said I don't like the Nazis."
Well, now let's
who were the nice people who marched with the Nazis?
Well, here's the funny thing on that point. Talk about left-wing hypocrisy. Okay. They were Nazis hated Jews, right?
Jews
supposedly.
will not replace
So
us,
the Nazis that were supposedly on the one side were going down there because they want to protest against Jews.
It was the
so
alt-right.
now the left wing hates the people who hate the Jews. That doesn't make sense either. They should be with them.
Why
right?
should
right?
they? The left wing
Nancy
doesn't.
Pelosi.
The left wing are the Jews. Are you kidding me? The American left wing is full of American Jews. What do you think? The socialists?
Most of the Jews I know are capitalists, to be honest with you. That's right here in New York.
And in America,
and they're good ones.
The American socialist movement was founded on Jewish intellectuals. Israel was founded on Jewish socialist principles. In Israel, almost everybody is in a union. In Israel, almost everybody has state provided health care. The kibbutz
is it feasible? When you want to compare it to Donald Trump, is it feasible that out of thousands of people who were there for the wrong intentions, there were a handful of people who weren't there for the wrong intentions? And when he says, "I'm sure there are fine people on both sides,"
who are they?
We're not asking
who are they?
But the question is can we be that absolute that they couldn't have been a fine person?
One person?
In that
Well, then maybe he said there's one fine person, but I can tell you a lot of the people who weren't fine people. The guy that mowed down Heather Heyer, the Nazi organization, the Baked Alaska, many members of the alt-right that were there. I mean, the majority of those people were not nice people.
We're talking about Donald Trump, which is a distraction.
Let me point out something
Omar.
quite specific about Richard's objection, is that, and he, like many of my liberal friends, tend to do this, they completely overlook the fact that Donald Trump said in the same soundbite that he did not embrace the extremists.
That was in the second.
That there could have been.
That was 2 days after he made
there were
his first
some
statement.
people that were merely objecting and wanting to keep the statues of Lee and other people up for the historical value of it. Now, I don't know Trump's heart. I can't read into the people's hearts that were marching. The fact that we're relitigating this in light of Tlaib, again, distracts from the major idea, which is...
Hang on, guys. I want you to take a look at this clip. Not only did Nancy Pelosi again give Tlaib a free pass. She actually came to her defense and supported her again on this one. Let's take a look at Nancy Pelosi. Okay.
No
well,
Pelosi
we don't have Nancy Pelosi.
That's not surprising, though.
But,
She's backed Omar and Tlaib repeatedly since the new Congress has been seated.
Yeah.
And these new voices that are
overtly. The last time,
I love all these people. The Italian and the Irishman are concerned about the Jews. I am a Jew, and I don't even find the statement about the Benjamins offensive. Maybe Rand Paul will, because after he tried to cut all the military, the $3.5 billion we give to Israel every year, AIPAC mounted a campaign with hundreds of thousands of dollars to go after Rand Paul. Those were Benjamins,
Richard, I'm sorry that you think that Italians and Irishmen can't actually have strong affection for Jews. But
No,
I love you, Richard.
They can have affection.
I can tell you that. I love you.
You happen to actually be someone who does.
I don't think they can be personally insulted for Jews when Jews are not insulted.
So the president came out, and of course he's disgusted by it. He tweeted last night.
What do you
Democrat Rep Tlaib slammed for a horrible and highly insensitive statement. Tremendous
What was
hatred.
it? What do you think she said?
Well, we all know
No,
what
we
she
don't
said,
all
and I'm
know
not
what
I'm not
she
gonna
said
get into
because
what we
I
do.
think she said the Jews suffered. They came here, and I understand my people suffered as well.
So this
and they
is
were,
like her next
But
one
her-
of
but
the
her
some
suffering
people
was-
did some bad things.
But her
on
suffering was
9/11.
the
Like,
equivalent
we're
of
just
them
gonna
not getting
wander
passports.
into the. We're going to wander
no,
into
the
the
suffering
innuendo
of her
land.
people were they.
According to
they
her
were,
statement,
well,
her people didn't get passports, but 6 million Jews were gassed. I'm sorry, that's not equivalency.
Yeah, well,
No,
my
but
grandma
her
lost her
people
passport,
hey.
but 6 million Jews were exterminated.
and Palestinians,
I don't
many
think
of
they
them
equate.
driven from. I don't think you were saying there's an equivalence between an extermination camp and what happened. What
Well,
she's
why
saying
would you
is
reference
there's
it?
no because
Why would you even reference
both
this?
groups,
It sounds like a quid pro
because
quo. Well, it's this. They
if
got
we
this,
didn't
got
have
that.
the Holocaust, we wouldn't have Israel.
Was there
Do you
a
want to
Holocaust?
debate that?
In your view, was there a Holocaust?
Of course there was.
There was. Okay.
Yes,
I agree.
and it was done by the Nazis who were marching in Charlottesville in sympathy with the Jews will not replace us. That was their chant.
I'm trying.
And they're all Trump supporters.
I'm really trying.
To correct
on Liquid
Richard's
Lunch.
historical
Okay.
misperception, there's actually been 3 Jewish states on the same area that Israel exists today. Israel's just the most recent of the 3.
When?
We're gonna,
Under King David.
Yeah, when? What year?
What difference does it make? You said that Israel wouldn't exist.
Yeah, there was a
Holocaust.
Mohawk nation right where we're sitting right now on Wall Street. But we're not saying, hey, this
But
is a
there's never
Mohawk.
been a
All right, I got to
Palestinian
bring down
state.
the hammer on this one. We got to take a quick commercial break. We're keeping you guys around. This is just about to get good. This is where I'm
Just
going
about
need
to
a drink.
get good. What do I have to do? Blow my brains out here?
You're watching Liquid Lunch.